never like any discussion in any room to be projected towards a team or two. It's never something we've ever liked doing. As opposed to voting on this particular proposal today, Green Bay asked, could we go back and talk about reintroducing the 2004 language, study it, understand it, and talk about it again when we get back to May.
You want a war? You're going to get one.
What was that? He had no time for one more play.
He had an opportunity to win that game at the end.
But the referee screwed us. The brother screwed us.
I'm upset, but
the brother screwed us.
At least they fought back and tried.
Only Cowboys game.
You
The
literally.
brother screwed us. The brother screwed us. We had one that opportunity for one more play.
Dallas still stinks. You by the way, Dingbat here, and welcome to a special afternoon edition of Philly 500, hanging out, chilling, and talking this ridiculous nonsense, this coup d'etat against the champions of the world. What is going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well today. Hope you can hear me. Logan Motorsports, what's up? Brandon Peck, Robert Powell, KGK, Sean Fitzpatrick, Big Ben, Eagles, Jay Tyler, Ethan, Jeremiah, Jim Johnson, Philly Big Dog. Thank you guys so much for being here. A Warrior Rage, Clark, North Philly Mo, Marcus. Anybody I missed, I apologize. You know, I didn't want to do another video on the Philly shove, the tush push, whatever the hell you want to call it. So I figured I'd come on here and really hear what you guys think. As you know, there was supposed to be a vote today for banning the tush push. The vote didn't take place, and it really isn't a win for the Eagles. John McClain wrote this: tabling the tush push is not a, quote, win for the Pound Eagles, and no guarantee the play will remain legal in 2025. The proposal will be reworked back by the competition committee, and the Pound NFL will lobby to get extra 8 votes later this year. The concern for those who want this play to stay should be, and Albert Breer's reporting, that the NFL's chief medical officer, Alan Sills, informed Howie Roseman that the league's feeling was that when an injury does eventually happen, it could be catastrophic based on players' posture. That's a dead giveaway that the league wants it out due to future potential legal liability. And it goes on to say basically that they don't want it. But the truth of the matter is, the vote should have took place today. The league knew they didn't have the votes, and they canceled it till May. And now they're going to try to talk other teams into it, bribe them, do whatever they got to do to get the votes to take the play out of the game. The play is coming out of the game because the league is demanding it. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Here's what the league said. Before I take your comments and stuff, here's what they said today about it.
A lot of discussion about it. A lot of teams have a lot of views.
That's not it.
I think
this
number
stupid
one,
thing.
I'll go back to
I
what
hate.
I said the other day on the call, which is you never like any discussion in any room to be projected towards a team or two. It's never something we've ever liked doing because that's not why it's being discussed. In this case, I think the discussion became number one, safety. Number two, should you have to defend it? Number three, is this part of the history of football? All those kind of discussions happen. I think we evolved to the idea that we did up to 2004 we had rules in place that prohibited pushing and pulling, just prohibited it. And we deleted that from the book because it became harder for officials to officiate downfield what was going on. And so that got deleted. From that came a play like this, in a formation like this. So I think the idea was listen, as opposed to voting on this particular proposal today, Green Bay asked, could we go back and talk about reintroducing the 2004 language, study it, understand it, and talk about it again when we get back to May.
There you go. They're telling you right there, they didn't have the votes, they want it out, and Green Bay wanted to push the votes till later. Saquon Barkley, the next time you can run up the score on the Green Bay Packers, you do it. You never slide and never take a knee. Never. You rub everything in them mother humpers. I hate the Green Bay Packers. What a bunch of babies. Okay? To me, they don't want this play in there. They don't have the votes to ban it. And now they're going to go and they're going to bribe other teams and talk other guys into it. I want to know the 16 teams that voted to ban it. They need 24 votes. So now they're going to try to get 8 more teams. Here's what Jeffrey Lurie just said before I came on about the tush push and why teams really don't want it.
We have an unusual use of personnel because we have a quarterback that can squat over 600 pounds.
Absolutely.
And an offensive line that's filled with all-pro players. And that combination with incredible detailed coaching with Coach Stoutland has created a play we can be very successful at.
So because the Eagles can do it better than anybody else, they want it out. And, then you get guys like the Buffalo Bills coach, right? He wants it out, even though they run it second most to us, okay? If he has such a moral problem with running it, whether it's banned or not, why is he doing it? If he has a problem and he's so worried about players getting hurt, then why does he do it? Now, this is really a play. They're going to ban a play because they're going to attack a specific team that does it good, that nobody can stop, and they're a bunch of babies. That's the truth. That's what I have to say. I think it's ridiculous. And you know what? They're going to ban it, and it's not going to affect us. We're still going to be able to get quarterback sneaks. We're still going to be able to get our 1 yards, and we're going to make everybody pay. But those are my thoughts on it. I talked about this in a previous video. I didn't want to go through the whole thing again, but what are your guys' opinions on it? What do you think? Do you think it should be banned? Do you think it will be banned? Or do you think that teams will hold their ground? I think they only tabled it for one reason, to buy time to get votes. It sucks. That's what I want to know from you guys. And seriously, Saquon, do not take a slide. Do not take a knee for the Packers ever again. Ever again. They got their ass kicked twice by it. And they can't deal with it. Now, the Buffalo Bills did it in the AFC Championship game, 3 times and couldn't get it. So, it's a shame. I've never seen anything like that. This play has been going on since the Bears and the refrigerator, right? Agreed. The league kills me when the Pats and Brady had a suspect play me fumble against the Raiders playoffs. They make a rule protecting them for criticizing the horrible call. Absolutely. Now, if you think if the Dallas Cowboys were doing this, it would be iconic. There would be so much about. They'd be doing documentaries about how great it is. But because it's the Eagles, nah. Often replicated, never duplicated. Nope, it's true. I don't want it banned. No, I don't think it should be banned because, 1, players aren't getting injured by it, okay? And 2, you got to stop it first. If everybody was doing it 90-something% of the time, I would understand it. But other teams aren't good at it. So it just depends on the team. Philly 500, they're essentially penalizing the Eagles' success. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely exactly right. That's exactly what they are doing. Bills can't even beat Kansas City. They couldn't run it. They tried. They couldn't run it. Bills head coach is bad because he tried it in the AFC Championship and failed. I know. And if he's so worried about players getting hurt, then why does he run it? He doesn't have to run it. He doesn't have to call the play. It doesn't have to be banned league-wide. Buffalo doesn't have to do it. They choose to do it. He's full of shit. Basically what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. If Dallas was doing it, it would be the history books as the greatest. I know. It would. They would be making documentaries about it. The tush push should not be banned. All you can't ban a play because only one team can do it successfully. That is bullcrap. You can't punish the Eagles by taking a play. Only they do successfully. Agreed. And there's no proof of injuries. Saying, oh, well, we know that when somebody does get hurt, it'll be catastrophic. I mean, that's ridiculous. Nobody has been hurt. Nobody was hurt doing it this year. It's absolutely crazy. I heard the Lions organization voted to keep it. Yeah, the Lions voted to keep it. Let's see, the teams that we know are voting, I think, to keep it. I think it was the Cardinals, the Colts, the Eagles, the Patriots, the Lions. I think the Steelers, but I'm not sure. And I think there was one other team that said that they didn't like it, ban it either. Back-to-back just because of disrespect. Agreed. It's dangerous as Buffalo's coach who runs it all the time. I know. He runs it all the time. If it was that dangerous, you don't need a rule to not use it for your team. He doesn't need the league to ban it to not use it. He still runs it. He ran it in the AFC Championship game, and it bit him in the ass. And now he's pissed off. These people are pissed off because the Eagles do it well and nobody else can. Well, if they ban it, one thing is for sure, the Eagles will forever be known as the team in the NFL history with a play so unstoppable they had to ban it. Yeah, right? I agree. That's okay. If you ban it, we'll just let 26 terrorize everyone. Try us. Look, I mean, and then they're also saying that it's not appeasing. People don't like to watch it. Well, people don't like to watch the extra point on a touchdown. I mean, that's very boring. A quarterback sneak is very boring, but you don't ban those. It's crazy. If these other teams were successful, we wouldn't have this conversation. Agreed. Chris Jones lined up sideways and damn near guy's neck broke. Yeah, don't line up sideways. It's not going to work. Sean McDermott doesn't like how it looks. Yeah, it's really crazy. I'm telling you, these teams don't like it because they can't stop it. But instead of trying to figure out how to stop it and come up with a way, boom, Nobody gets hurt by the tush push. They keep making stupid comments when nobody's hurt from the play. They better not ban it. If they do, it's just clear as day the NFL hates the Eagles. Just a lot of the stuff that they're doing I don't like. Like the other thing, the new kickoff rule is what? That the ball is going to come out to the 35 after a touchback, and they think that's going to promote more kick return, that people are going to return it more? Why not just let them start from midfield? It's crazy. I don't like a lot of these rules. I think the kickoff rules have suck. I think they're horrible. I like the Eagles' proposal for the overtime, though. I do like that. We love it. Bird Gang for life, right? There's never been a team that has been the champions that have been really singled out by the rest of the league. And now the league does not have the votes to get it. So what do? They delay it. They delay the vote because they don't have the votes. And now they're going to go have another month to try to do what? Pay people off to ban it? What are we talking about here? What is this, Congress? They're acting like the government. Yeah, hang in your man card. I want to know every team that literally bans it. Like if I was a player and a team voted for it to be banned, I would never sign with that team. The Chiefs vote get rid of the tush push. Did they do that? Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Josh Allen, a fake ass Philip Rivers, go Eagles, right? I know, NFL Mafia, yeah. You're saying they're stupid because their coordinators got his head coaching jobs. Eagles lost their offensive coordinator too. Like I said, you're stupid. I don't know what you mean. I don't understand. Why bring the touchback to the 35? The 25 is a good touchback area. But if you move it to the 35-yard line, it's going to be a whole lot easier for teams to get in scoring position. Yeah, essentially 15 yards and you're at midfield. I think it's horrible. Yeah, 25 at the most. I actually like it at the 20. I do. But it's crazy. Crazy how people claim it's a rugby play. Meanwhile, every rugby play says it's not a rugby play. Yeah, it's not. It's a quarterback sneak where they push the guy. Most hated Super Bowl team ever. Nobody likes us. It's true. It's definitely true they don't like us. But it is. It's so bad. Now, in this era, they're doing the task force for the declassification stuff of JFK. I'm going to have to go back and listen to this whole thing later. It's already over. What's the word, everyone? Hope you are doing well. What's the plotting against us? They're plotting to take away a play that works for us, 90% of the time, because they're trying to weaken the Eagles. They always try to take our offensive coordinators. Now they're trying to prevent us from doing plays that only we can run. That is a plot. The NFL, they were supposed to vote today to take it out, and they delayed it because they did not have the votes, because it would have failed and the league and the play would have stayed. So they delayed the vote. Why? Because they're plotting against us. I'm talking about somebody in chat. Oh, okay, I got you. What's funny is our biggest rivals aren't even leading the charge. I respect Dallas, Washington, Giants owners for not advocating for a ban. As far as we know, I respect it. Yeah, I got to see what teams voted against it. I wouldn't be surprised if no NFC East teams. Maybe I could see Washington. And then how about this? Washington in that championship game kept committing penalties on purpose, right, during the play. See, I think Washington's going to end up voting against the push tush. And they kept committing penalties on purpose. And then we get blamed for it. The brother trying to screw us, he is. Delay is a stall tactic. It's terrible. Yeah, once they delay it, then they're being biased. They're obviously have a plan to ban it. And did you see the coach of the Packers? He sounded like a big baby. Like he was just pissed off about what happened the 2 times they played the Eagles this year. I swear, Saquon, do not ever slide again against Green Bay. Run them up. Score 90 points if you have to. Trav, man, thank you for the super chat, man. First of the day. Thank you so much, my man. He goes, am I tripping or did the Packers win the first Super Bowl with quarterback sneaks with Bart Starr? Now it's a problem. Yeah, way back then, yeah. They did. I think they did. Dan, thank you, man, for that super chat, man. I appreciate it. If it's no band, I would run it like 30 times against the Packers. I would, too. Anytime I get in the 3rd and 2, I'm running it on the Packers. I'm running it against every team that voted against it all the time. You know what I mean? I hope when we play the Packers, we go 10 for 10 and final score 70-0. Agreed. I agree. Dynasty 500, I'll be optimistic and say it won't get banned. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how easy it is going to be to get 8 teams on board, but they're going to try, and they're going to try to use like different wording, like they're trying to go back to an old rule from 2004, like they're going to try to sneaky backdoor this thing. Unspoken words. That's why McDermott couldn't make it Philly. He's soft. He is soft. I agree. I thought Washington did vote against it. No, they might have. I don't know if they did. The only 2 teams that I know for a fact voted to ban it was Green Bay and Buffalo. I don't know about any other team, but I know that there were 16 teams that were against it. Jedi Master Kenobi, thank you, man. He says 500, love you, buddy. Keep up the good work. Love your chat show. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. The Chiefs wanted to ban our play and use their own version of brotherly shove, but the rule says you can't use pelvis to push the runner forward. Legend has it Mahomes is still upset at the that makes sense. That makes sense. Conley fans are crying because the NFC Championship game, like Louisville, was not flying over the line. Yeah, they kept going off sides. And I'll tell you what, if you go back and you look at last year, look how many times referees allowed teams to line up in the neutral zone. They let them line up over the ball. They do not call it. Because, why? Because they wanted to ban it all along. Gannon and Kellen and Steichen better not vote against us. No, well, I heard Kellen talk about it. He said basically he had Nick's back. something to that effect. And then Steichen said that he's all for it. Gannon, I don't know. Gannon, I don't put anything past him. I mean, if it gets banned at this point, it is what it is. We'll be fine. Oh, yeah, we'll be fine regardless. Agreed. But I've just never seen where an entire league, literally goes after one team and then tries to say, we're not going after one team. Oh, you absolutely are. If Kansas City votes to ban the tush push, Philly can ban having wide receivers with criminal records playing football during the season. Rights worthy. Yeah, it's crazy. They don't like us and we don't care. No, we don't. We're in interesting times. So they're going to probably revisit this thing in May. And what if they don't have the votes in May? What are they going to do then? Wait another year? I mean, what are they going to do? Or are they going to change one rule to change the whole way the thing runs? Yeah, I don't trust them at all. And to be honest, I am kind of sick of talking about it. That's why I didn't want to do a video on it. I figured I'd come and hear what you guys had to say. But if the league bans this push tush, they should be banned running. When you run, you risk broken ankles, ACL injuries, etc. Agreed. And what's the difference? Why not ban the quarterback sneak? Lions coach is tough and pretty cool. He'll vote with us too. Oh yeah, Lions already said. Yeah, the Lions already said basically, if you want to not see it be successful, stop it. And if teams start stopping it, and then it kind of fades out a little bit, and then you want to do something, fine. But it just looks so biased right now. Hey, Phil, a lot of your past lives aren't up anymore. I want to listen back. Yeah, what happened is they changed the gambling rules on YouTube. So a lot of those games were sponsored by BetUS. So I was taking a chance by leaving them up. That they changed the rule, then they could go back and then hit me with a strike. And then if you hit me with one strike on one stream, they could hit me with a bunch of them. So I had no choice but to take them down just to play it safe. Now, what I did was I saved them all the playoff ones, and I'm putting together a whole playoff run to the Super Bowl with the streams matched up with like highlights, and then I'm going to post that. And the Rams game, a lot of that will be in there. But yeah, I'm sorry about that. And if you really want it, I'll send you the copy of the whole thing for free. But I couldn't risk leaving it up because they hit me, I'm in trouble. Justin, man, thank you for the super chat, my man. Appreciate it. These teams might regret it if they get a quarterback that can squat 600 pounds. Agreed. Now, thoughts on them still debating about the division winners not getting guaranteed home game. Okay, yeah, this is another really dumb proposal. Now, this I don't think passed or shelved or whatever, but I forget which team was it. Was it the Lions? They wanted to change the seeding of the playoffs. So a wild card team, let's say, has a better record than a division winner. Then the division winner has to play on the road in the playoffs. So basically, essentially, what you're doing is you're taking winning the division and making it meaningless. Because let's say you have a wild card team. Let's say they win 12 games and they got to play a division winner that's won 10 games. Well, now you got to play at home where the wild card team is. I don't like that because then essentially there's no reason to win your division anymore. So I'm glad that was tossed. Otherwise, the division doesn't matter. You might as well just have no divisions. Where do you think Nick reigns in head coaches? Do you think he will be the lowest? Yeah, I think he'll be the highest paid. And Jeffrey Lurie essentially said that, we're going to basically see him get an extension soon. And he also said that Howie's going to be here a very, very long time, which makes me believe that Howie's already signed some sort of an extension. Oh, it was the Vikings? Vikings. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I don't like that rule. I mean, to me, it's just like then there's no reason to have a division. What's the reason for a division? I get what the Lions are saying, but I don't like it. Yeah, I don't like it either, because then you don't have any reason to win your division. And I don't like that at all. You know, like to me, like the way that the kickoffs are run too right now, where now if it's a touchback goes to 35, to me, I almost want to do away with the kickoffs. Just do away with the kickoffs and then just start each drive at the 20 after a team scores, because they've totally ruined it. Don't agree. Winning the division still gets you a playoff spot guaranteed. Yeah, but if you win your division, you got to get something for that besides just getting a playoff spot. You got what, 3 wild card teams, 2 wild card teams? I think you can't take home field away from a division winner. Yeah, they postponed it. What do you think? Quote, Noswipe got banned. I think it's what? I don't even know what you're talking about. Questions is, why do people want rules changed? This is a distraction. Bills and Green Bay need distractions. Bills can't beat the Eagles. He needs focus on AFC and the Chiefs. Well, yeah, and they can't beat the Chiefs. I mean, the Bills cannot beat the Chiefs to save their lives. They lose every year in the playoffs to them. The Eagles, they beat Green Bay every year. I would be for banning it if every team for a year proved that they can statistically run it as good as the Eagles, but they can't. These teams and players are scared of playing football. Yeah, I agree. If every team was doing it, I could understand. But you had a situation in the AFC Championship game. Bills ran it, 3 times in the fourth quarter, and they couldn't get it. They were getting stopped. The Eagles run it perfectly. 16-16 Cardinals, Houston Colts are teams I know that are keeping the tush. I think so, yeah. Eagles are still the most complete team in the NFL, and the NFL knows. Oh, I agree. You lose a rival. The whole winning division means nothing to me at that point. If you win your division, you're guaranteed a playoff spot, just not a home spot. Get it right. Nobody's at 9-8 should be get home over 12-5. No rewards for shitty. I disagree. I think you have to. You know, it's so funny because we have seen this before happen, where a 12-5 team, let's say, gets in the wild card, and then they have to go play a team that just sneaks in the playoffs by winning their division. And what happens in the playoff? They lose. The 12-win team loses. They go into to play that team with a division win that wasn't that good, and all of a sudden that team wins at home. So to me, no. If you win your division, you've got to be rewarded for more than just a playoff spot. Teams get rewarded to make the playoffs as wild card. What's the difference between winning a wild card and division? Nothing. I think it's got to count for something. Otherwise, just get rid of the division. Scrap it. Green Bay pissed because they had opportunity to pick Jalen as their 30, but they picked Love over Hurts and upset because Love's not panning out for them. Maybe, maybe Devontae's a top 6 wide receiver. Giants won Super Bowl 2020, beating elite teams as a 4 seed. They won the division, keep playoff home games. Agreed. Vikings won 14 games last year and was the 5th seed. Yeah, I know, but what happened to them? They lost. Who did they lose to again in the playoffs? They got in the playoffs and they choked. It's like it's not just because you have a better record doesn't mean you should have home. It doesn't mean you're going to win that game. I think if you win a division, it's got to mean not just a playoff berth. It's got to mean a playoff berth and home game. The difference between that is that a wild card is a playoff spot. Vikings won 14-3, lost to Rams. Darnold played like ass because he stinks. I hate the Packers and the Bills now. I do too. And I used to feel bad for the Bills. Not anymore. The worst part about the Bills is that they run it. They run it the second most. They're the second most successful with doing it. And they run it. And then they say they want to ban it. Well, if you're so against it because of injuries, then and that was really the reason then why would you run it at all? Right. What you guys are not taking into account is they didn't win their division. That's why they are wild card. They didn't beat the best team in their own division. Exactly. Exactly. Great point. Remember in 2022 when after the season, every team said they were going to run the tush push? Now they all suck at it. They want it banned. I miss football where you played football and adjusted. I agree. At some point, some team will figure out how to do a good job stopping it. And then everybody will copy. But they would rather the easy way out. Leon Banks, member for 16 months, man. Thank you so much. Look at the NBA. They have no divisions. They're so soft. Yeah. I just don't like it. No injuries have been reported during the running of the tush push. I know. It's crazy. McDermott actually had the nerve. It's crazy, right? It was crazy. Like the stream and subscribe to support guy. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Now, the other thing that that was talked about at these owner meetings was Dallas Goedert. What's going to happen to Dallas Goedert? It sounds like when you listen to Howie and you listen to Nick, it doesn't sound like he's coming back. I mean, it doesn't sound good. And this is going to be one of those things I don't understand. I don't really get. I'm hoping that they'll restructure stuff and we'll figure it out, Dallas is going to win a Super Bowl this year, April Fool's. Yeah, that ain't happening. 500, even the name Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur? Yes, you're right. 500, CeeDee Lamb used nose wipes. Once he gets first down, they got banned. Are you serious? I hear that. He uses, what do you mean he uses nose wipes? What do you mean? Just got here. Hello, everyone. Keep 88. Yeah. I don't even know what that means. That's weird. Tampa Bay stopped the tush push because they have Vita Vea. Better personnel, right? Exactly. Connor, a member for 11 months. Thank you so much. Any thoughts on draft night for trade for a defensive end? Yeah, I think the Eagles, and I said this, I think the Eagles are trading up. I would be absolutely shocked if they stayed put at 32 or they traded back. I think they're going to move up in the draft. For what position? I don't know. I think it would probably depend. But I think a defensive end is definitely one of them. I think there's definitely a possibility of it. What do you think Goedert is worth in terms of draft compensation? See, I think a fourth-round pick was fair. Like, the Eagles are wanting a fourth-round pick. I think it's fair, but nobody's going to give you it because if they know that you might cut them, they're not going to give it. So you're talking probably I'd be happy if they got a fifth, even though I would rather not do it, But that's it because of his injuries and his age. Nose wipe and celebration he uses it also, but like what? Like this? And the bow and arrow one? That's lame. That's lame. That's lame. You're talking about celebration, a nose wipe celebration band? Yeah. I mean, the NFL is killing its own game. You don't really have to do much for NFL to succeed. It comes over great on TV. And, they make all these stupid rules that just don't make the game any better. Jordan says the Bills want it banned because they are chokers. Allen looking like the conference championship version of Jim Kelly. And they should get rid of the coach because he sucks at adjusting when it matters. I agree. I mean, how many times in a row are you going to lose to the Chiefs in the playoffs? They think it symbolizes sniffing coke. It's weird. The same way you kids stand over somebody imitating you're shooting their body. As long as you're not really doing it and you're so look, you remember when they used to do the Cowboys used to do the one in the, where they would shoot, and then you had the Washington Redskins used to do the remember they used to do the whole fun bunch thing? Like, they're just celebrations. the Jalix Hunt bow and arrow thing isn't that to honor Trent Cole? Because that's what Trent Cole used to do. Because Trent Cole used to wear 58. What happened with CJ Gardner-Johnson's Backfire? Well, it sounds like, well, I'm glad you brought that up. So one of the things we learned about the CJ Gardner-Johnson thing was that there were people within the Eagles front office that are not happy about that trade. They did not like that trade. And now you got videos of him working out. See if I can pull it up. He looks good. It's a shame. I think it backfire on the Eagles. Coach Ryan for the what the heck is all that? Coach Ryan for the Houston Texans was like, are you Eagle fans really glad to get rid of him? Like, he seems like he's perfect for you guys. Like, no, we're not. Yeah. So here was CJ Gardner-Johnson working out today. Can you guys see it? So this is CJ working out with Houston. I don't think people are specifically happy about this. Yeah. CJ was great. I think it was one too many moves they didn't need to make. But apparently we're learning now that it wasn't very popular within the organization either. So Howie, for whatever reason, thought it was necessary to get rid of him. And now you got CJ's already put work in with Houston. And I think it's going to be a big loss. I do. We'll find out, though. We will find out. That CJ trade is still not sitting right with me. One thing Howie did say is he basically was saying that you can't judge by what you see so far. He said something to that effect, like you can't judge the whole thing on what you see so far. That makes me believe that there's still a safety that's going to come here that we're going to be like, okay, we get it. I still think they're taking a safety very early. And I think a safety in the first round could be the plan. Yeah, it's too late to bring him back. The only downside of winning Super Bowl is losing all these players. Why now? Yeah, I mean, it's tough. But to me, like, I don't know. Like the Josh Sweat, Milton Williams, Darius Slay, like, those were all like that was going to happen. The CJ one that baffles my mind still. He asked for more money, so Howie got rid of him. That's what people are thinking, that he wanted more money and that he was going to want a contract. But let's see if he gets a contract extension in Houston. Wouldn't he still, if he wanted more money with the Eagles, would he not want more money with Houston? So if that's the case, is Houston going to give him an extension? I agree. They should trade him next year. I hope they guard Green and trade plays well. Maybe starts. Yeah, I mean we'll see. We'll see how they develop him. Stoutland's very good at developing these guys. Obviously, the kid went in the first round. He's got talent, so maybe he'll be this year's Becton. I'm okay with every other move we made. Just CJ don't. Yeah, that's the one to me too. And I think I'll feel the same way about like Dallas Goedert. If Goedert gets traded and we go in with what we have at tight end, yeah, I'll feel the same way. Hey, 500, I went to the proctologist the other day. I told him I want a second opinion, so he stuck 2 fingers up my ass. Wait till you get to Mark Holmes' age. That's 3 fingers he's got to deal with. Yeah. 2 fingers. I got it. I got it late, but I got the joke. Can we stop talking about the CJ Gardner-Johnson, please? Yeah, I know. People can't deal with it. People cannot deal with it. You cannot deal with talking about it, but we got to talk about it. Yeah, so that is great. That was one of the things that and I love this more than probably most people, but the league is now going to let you wear your alternate uniforms up to 4 times a year. So the Eagles essentially, I would assume that they're going to either wear the Kelly green twice and then the black twice, or they're going to wear the Kelly green 3 times and the black once. But I think that extra one's going to be for the black helmets. Yo, Food, be mad if we go O-line round 1. No, I'm not going to be mad. Probably most positions that they go, as long as it's the best player on the board. You know what I mean? Like, as long as they're going for the player that they have rated the highest. If they stick to that, I can't blame them. I still believe, though, I still have a weird feeling it's going to be a safety. And that's why they pulled the CJ trade, because they knew they were going to take a safety in round 1. And they think the safety is going to be the best player on the board. Yeah, Mark's father died. I reached out to him the other day when I found out. So shout out to Mark. Rest in peace to his father. He was a good man. And I know Mark's hurting right now, so we're not gonna bust Mark's balls too much. But a shout out to Mark and his family, man. Definitely been praying for him. Draft Malachi Starks. I think he's in play. The league banned Dak Prescott from winning the first round of the playoffs. He just can't win. The league should vote to make the Cowboys quarterback stop saying, "Here we go." Oh my God, that should be banned. That is the most annoying thing. I am so sick of, "Here we go." Oh my God, I hate that. I hope the draft goes the way you predicted that we trade up for best safety. I do too, but it's all going to be dependent upon how it falls. Like, if safeties come, like if Malachi Starks or this other kid having war, if they're coming off early, then maybe you're going to get defensive ends and edge rushers that drop. It's going to be interesting, but I do think the Eagles are going to be very aggressive, and I think they're going to make a big splash in the draft. I think they have to. You think the Eagles find another one of these day 3 defensive tackle studs like Hargrave or Milton Williams? I feel like Howie has a sixth sense when it comes to finding them. I do, Andrew. And, they're saying this is really a deep draft with the defensive line. So I think there's going to be DTs and stuff that you could take, So I do think so. If they don't go with one really early, I do. I think there will be somebody. And I like Ojomo. I think Ojomo is on a trajectory of development like Milt Williams. And I think he's going to be great. I think how he's going: 1, Walter Nolan; 2, Connor Lee or offensive line, Mason Taylor, Makuba or Moore. Might very well might. Walter Nolan's interesting because I like him. I think he could be a player. The only question about Nolan is, if you get Nolan, then what do you do with Jordan Davis? You're probably not going to extend him, right? So Jordan Davis is probably on his way out. Otherwise, if your long-term plans include Jordan Davis, I don't think you take Walter Nolan. If they want to ban push tush, they can't stop it. We should just try to ban playing the Bucs. We could beat the Bucs. The Bucs, look, if the Bucs would have came to Philly, they would have gotten destroyed. They had no chance against us. I think there are 2 surefire safeties this draft, and 2 does a great defensive tackle. So I love Nolan, but I'd rather trade up for Starks, the better coverage safety, since Reed is a box safety. I think that would be a great idea too, because then you have a rookie safety. Hopefully he starts. Now, if you want to re-sign Reed Blankenship to an extension, you can do that, and you're not going to have to worry about paying the other safety too. Like if you had CJ on the team, and this was the problem the Eagles were going to run into. If you have CJ, if you have CJ at safety and then you want to extend Reed Blankenship, well, then CJ Gardner-Johnson's going to want an extension too. How do you pay both safeties when you got to pay your 2 corners coming up? So that's why the Eagles were getting ahead of it. I think they could have waited 1 year, but it is what it is. But if you could get a safety, a rookie safety on a rookie deal that could come in and do what Q and what Coop did this past year, then now you can extend Reed Blankenship. And I personally will say this. I think Reed Blankenship deserves an extension. I think he proved a lot to me this year. You know, I thought he was just, you know, okay safety. He could play, he could start, he's fine. But I think he showed to be more than that. Starks and Moore are the big level above McCobb. I agree. But never waste a first round pick on a safety ever. How the rules have changed. Yeah, well, we've heard you don't pay running backs, right? Ever. You don't ever pay a running back to a second contract. Don't ever do that. Then we've heard, you don't sign linebackers and give them big money ever to a second contract. You don't ever do that. Those things have changed, you know, and I think if you look at the years the Eagles, you know, all the years you had Brian Dawkins, how important he was at safety. When you won before, you had Malcolm Jenkins at safety. Then the 2 years you went to the Super Bowl, you had CJ Gardner-Johnson at safety. Eagles have had success when they've had good safeties. So I think that's – it's not a rule that I ever really believe in. Exactly how is rewriting the rule book? Yeah, he is. You know, and plus because you've picked so good in so many different areas, you have that luxury. But what it does is if you could get a rookie safety in there, it just frees up to sign Reed, you know, and I think then you're good. Makuba is good. He's good. Let's hunt again 2025. Oh, we will. We're still the best team. It's not even close. We're still the best team. We got 545 people in here today. Thank you guys so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you guys subscribe. Tomorrow I'll probably have a video. I just didn't feel like doing another video on the push tush. Whatever. I'm sick of talking about it, but I wanted to hear your guys' opinion. Legend has it the person that threw that can hit how he hit the parade had on a CD. Really? Do you guys think that the person really tried to hit him or he just missed it? I think he just missed it. Yeah, that was also what they said. Yeah. It's, you know. Howie always is like 2-3 steps ahead of everybody, you know. I hope we don't trade Goedert, says Yuri Productions. Would be such a stupid self-made hole. I agree. I hope they don't either. Give him more front money for one more year, something like that. But find a way just to keep him one more year. Unless you get Tyler Warren. If you could somehow get him, then I would understand it. Super Bowl champion Kenny Pickett, quarterback one, not a fake one like Jalen's word. What are you talking about? Oh, man, thank you, my man. Appreciate that. You're too nice. I would kill for Tyler Warren. So what does Warren got to get before it initiates trade up? I think if he gets to 16, if I'm Howie, I have to start making phone calls. If he gets to 20, I have to get him. If he's still there. Now most mocks I see have him going at like 7. So we'll see. But if he got to 16, I think you got to start calling. Justin David Super Chat goes, we're not the best team in the league now. Who's better than us? Who's better? I don't know who's better than us. Washington didn't get better than us. Nobody in NFC did anything that really scares me. I think the Eagles are far ahead of everybody else. Had somebody say so. What's going on? I'd send my mother to the worst nursing home in the country for Tyler Warren. There you go. Ryan wants attention. You think maybe Howie goes big and trades up for 2 second-rounders? I don't know. I mean, he's got the ammo. if you include the next year's draft as well, he's got the ammo to move up a lot. He could move up twice if he wants to, really. I think the most likely thing is he moves up in the first. If the Browns are smart, they should start Pickett and trade for a haul. Like they could get 3 first rounds and 2 second rounds from a team like Pittsburgh. It sounds like they're really looking for a quarterback. I mean, it sounds like, they had the whole Dak Prescott rumor. And then now there was talks about Kirk Cousins. So they're definitely looking for a quarterback. I don't think Calais Campbell, if Campbell signed, I missed it, but I don't think he has. There was talk about him going to Dallas, but I don't think that happened. It's jokes. Tyler Warren is in green is like drafted Barkley. He would be a legend in green. I agree. And he'd come in right away and play. He could play day one. And I love the idea of that, playing guys that can play day one. Justin Ryan, man, David Superchat, the Ravens are better now for one. What makes the Ravens so good? What did the Ravens do that makes them better than the Eagles? I don't think anybody's better than the Eagles. The Eagles went into Baltimore and beat the crap out of them. Peter Riley, thank you for the super chat. The other problem with Baltimore is the Baltimore Ravens can't get to the Super Bowl. We talk about Dak Prescott not being good in playoffs, but I mean, Lamar has been better than Dak, but he's still got to show he could win a big game too. Peter Riley, man, thank you for the super chat, my man. Appreciate it. I don't see how anybody has overtaken the Eagles. I think that you could say certain teams maybe closed the gap. I think the Rams got significantly better. I think Washington got slightly better. I think they made a mistake in the receiver they got. I think they should have gotten DK Metcalf instead of what's his face. But I honestly don't look at any of these teams and go, yeah, they're better than the Eagles. If you look at the guys the Eagles lost, okay, people keep going, well, how are they going to replace Mint Williams? Jomo. How are they going to replace Josh Sweat? Jalen Hunt. You brought Zach Bond back, which was the key. Darius Slay, fair question. Who's going to replace him? Yet to be determined. And then safety, but the Eagles may not be as good as they were a year ago, but they're still better than any of these other teams. D-Hop was buns in the Super Bowl. He's old. Look, you know what? Receivers go to Baltimore to end their career. Look at all the receivers that have gone to Baltimore at the end of their career. Arvante Dawes, thank you for the super chat. Campbell signed a 1 year with he signed with the Cardinals. Okay, I didn't see that. I'm not worried about Dropkins. No Dropkins. I bleed green too. Me too. D-Hop has bad hands as Johnny Wilson in the Super Bowl. D-Hop, he's old, The only way the Eagles got to face Baltimore is they got to play him in the Super Bowl. Not going to meet him in the playoffs. So I don't worry about Baltimore. There's nobody that can beat the Eagles in the NFC, especially. The Birds take a defensive lineman first pick. They don't intend to pay Jordan after this year. It's a money pick. Well, then hopefully it's Walter Nolan, because I do like Walter Nolan. I do think he's going to be good, if that's the case. This man, how he looks at his free agents for the next year, and that's what he's going to draft before it even starts. Howie Vision. I think Howie knows exactly. I think Howie is whatever the plan was, he's run it to a T. To a T. Ghostface Digital says it's that time of the year for the not-so-Eagle fans to start crying, bitching, and showing fear, while solid fans know that we be them. Yes. Saquon should have been MVP. I agree. Agreed. The Eagles could draft Nolan and sign Davis because Nolan is defensive tackle and Davis is a nose tackle. Nolan will replace Mint Williams. Yeah, but then they could technically do it, but then you've got 3 first-round picks at defensive tackle. Are they gonna keep 3 defensive tackles that they drafted the first round, because you're eventually going to have to sign all those guys. Now, I will say this, Jordan Davis, the time to sign him is right now. Like, I don't think he could get top money because, he didn't play a ton of snaps and he wasn't as good as maybe people thought. So you may be able to get him for a really good bargain. At the very least, the Eagles should pick up his contract, in my opinion. But the thing I keep thinking in my mind when I think about the Eagles, I keep going, damn, I like Ojomo. Ojomo looks like a decent player. I think Jordan Davis came on in the playoffs. I thought the way he played the NFC Championship game, Super Bowl, like I felt like he took a step. And then you look at that safety position and you go, oh my God, I got nobody here. I got Sidney Brown, and I like Sidney Brown, and I think he deserves a chance, but I can't feel confident that he's the guy. What's with the Jalen Hurts heat? Because Kelsey picking Jurgens sure worked out well. It did. It worked out great. DeJean has been practicing with Patrick Surtain, just saying, oh, has he really? That's a great guy to practice with. And I bet you that has to do with Christian Parker. Because Parker, he helped develop Surtain with Denver, and then now he's with the Eagles. Shout out to the Browns, Lions, Colts, Texans, Ravens for keeping the tush push. They have integrity. Yeah, are those all the teams that did it? They definitely do. Who else? I want to know what teams in our division voted for it or against it. I don't honestly, Roma, I don't know if we're allowed to wear an alternate jersey in the playoffs or not. I don't know. Do you see Howie asking Lane to help pick up? Maybe. I think we should sign Ojomo as soon as we can because I think his ceiling is elevating and he could be a pro. I think you're right. They tried to extend Williams. You know that, right? Like they tried to extend him a few years ago and he didn't want to do it. So it's just, who knows? William, what's going on, man? How are you? Gentleman of Culture says Cooper DeJean is at safety is what the world needs to see. Draft another nickel corner. Man, I'm not moving Coop. I'm not moving him this year. Eventually, I have big plans for him, but this year I'm not moving him. Surtain draft day trade Howie Cooking. That would be crazy. I think Ojomo's a stud too. They actually said Dallas did vote to ban, but Washington did. Wow. See, that would surprise me if Washington didn't. But Washington would know that they would look like the biggest sour grapes if they voted to ban it. Dallas is weak. Does it not surprise you Dallas would vote to ban it? They are the weakest team there is. They have no mental toughness. That's why they can't win a playoff game. Philly, what do you think about Kevin Winston Jr.? He's a top-notch safety from Penn State. He was injured all year due to partially torn ACL. I personally think he's a huge steal. I think I like his talent. I actually think that you could draft two safeties. Like, where are we talking about him falling? Third round? Like, if he's in the third round, snag him. Even if I took another safety, take him too. But if you're talking about getting a guy that's going to play right away, man, guys, that ACL injury always takes a while to come back from. And then my question would be, on his ACL injury, how did it heal? Did he have surgery or did he not? Because I had a partially torn ACL. I had a torn MCL, and then I had a partially torn ACL. And what they wind up doing is just, like, I guess cutting the whole thing and then repairing it in surgery instead of just letting it heal because they were already doing stuff with the MCL. So I think it depends if he had surgery or not. That's who we're just saying something. No, don't time him out. Hello, Philly 500. How you doing? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. 31 teams didn't win a Super Bowl this year, just saying. Agreed. Keegan is technically sound, just like I really am intrigued with Keegan, right? I mean, he comes from a really good college team. They were really high on him when they drafted him. I think he's a sleeper guy to watch out for. Everybody's assuming it's going to be Steen, but watch out for Keegan. Something all trolls have in common is not a Super Bowl dub. True. Love everything about Keegan. I do too. Yuri, thank you for super chat. He goes, Philly, any chance Tyreek going to Commanders? I heard a little bit about that like right before free agency, but then I didn't really hear anything. I highly doubt it. You know who should go get him? I'm just going to be honest. If I was the Dallas Cowboys, I would be all over that. I would try to get him as soon as possible, but they're too stupid. I think Howie wants to move back and get a first or a second next year. I think the move is to be aggressive and reload next year. Well, we'll see Eagles dynasty. I think he's going to trade up. They've traded up the last 4 years, something like that. I mean, he may want extra picks, but he's got like what, 20 picks over the next 2 years. He's got enough firepower to do what he wants to do. I think he's going to want to get. I think in the first round they're going to have guys, specific guys that they want, and I think they're going to want guys that they feel can contribute right away to this team, and that's what they're going to be looking for in the first round. That's what I think. But I mean, we'll see. I was thinking of buying the show. If the NFL needs to ban something, they should ban Jerry Jones from saying glory. He talks about it because I know he does. 500, I'm calling it now. No matter what happens, if they do or they do not ban the brotherly shove, it will be the best passing year that Hurts has ever had, calling it now. Tim, I'm going to remember you said that. I kind of agree with you. I kind of agree with you. Yeah, I'm hoping, I'm holding on hope, Michael, that, it'll be like the Josh Sweat thing. Remember when Josh Sweat last year, basically said his goodbyes and he thought he was gone, and then they were able to do a contract? I'm hoping that they'll be able to do something where they can keep Goedert one more year. I would like to keep him one more year and still draft a tight end early. I'm still all for that. The only way I would trade Goedert is if I got Tyler Warren. If I could somehow get him, and I'm not saying the Eagles can, but that, I need another starter. I heard Kansas City's interested in Goedert. That's interesting. I guess I could see that, but Goddard's not going to want to take a back seat to Kelsey for a year. Oh, I know who SB50. Oh, we know who he is. Damn, don't we have 7 tight ends on the roster? Yeah, but I mean, are any of them legitimate starters? That's the thing. I mean, we brought all those tight ends hoping that somebody will pan out. I don't know what to expect from them. I like Calcaterra. I don't think he's a good blocker, though. Tyreek lives the 500 catchphrase, making some babies, and oh my God, he does. Right? Who's got more babies, him or Elon Musk? Really love Mason Taylor. He's a good. What do you think of what is that kid? The Love Lakes or Love whatever? I forget his name. Would you trade out of the first round for Kyle Pitts? No. For Kyle Pitts straight up? No. The problem, look, I think Kyle Pitts is a good weapon. The problem I have is the reason I like Dallas Goedert is I like tight ends that can block and catch. If Pitts is in there, they're throwing. You know what I mean? I hate when you have personnel that you put in and teams know what you're going to do because they know, this tight end can't block. This tight end can't catch. You know what I'm saying? I like the reason I like Goedert is because Goedert can block and catch, and you don't know what they're going to do. So to me, the problem with Pitts is Pitts has got extremely talented receiver. but I don't think he can block. So I wouldn't trade a first round for him. Now, maybe like a third rounder, a fourth rounder, maybe. Yeah, Goedert does it all. I think having that tight end that can do both is so important. Tyler Warren, Loveland. Yeah, Loveland is interesting. Mason, Taylor, Arroyo, Pearson, only 10 is worth a damn that could do it all. Yeah, and I think the Eagles are going to take a tight end early. Maybe not the first round, but I think within the first 3. Parker says, see how Goedert does this year. If he misses more than 3 games, get rid of him. But if he stays healthy, keep him until he starts to really regress. That's, that injury thing is the big thing. So what would you do if you had the Eagles 20 draft picks over the next 2 years? I'd be very aggressive in the draft. I would look in this draft to go out and make a splash. Like I would look to go up in this first round and come away with a guy that's going to start, like a starter. I think if you could get a starter out of the first round, I would do it. That to me is most important. Didn't Devontae Smith drop a game? Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with you, man. Pitt should be able to block at his size, but he can't. He can't. We need 1,000 likes to hit the like. Oh, I wish we only got 550 people in here, though. Yeah, I'm high on Mason Taylor. 500, hear me out. It's Super Bowl 60, and the Eagles are 3 seconds away from extending the lead to 6. And we do the tush push and win it all against the Bills. Who voted against the tush push? The Bills. Yeah, I agree. Right up their butt. Make them pay. Yeah, stop NFL collusion. That I agree with. Yo, what's up, 500? I'm going to Lincoln Financial Field. Fly Eagles fly, go Birds. I've tried Philly's Dave's Cheesesteaks in Fort Worth, Texas. It's awesome. Huh, I never heard of it. I don't think I've ever been to Fort Worth, Texas, though. Have I? Is that near Dallas? What is the city that's right near Dallas? That's Fort Worth? If it is, then I've been there. They're saying Goedert would need to take a pay cut to even have a chance to stay here. Yeah, that's not going to happen. I want James Pierce Jr. first and either Andrew Mukubu from Texas or Xavier Watts from Notre Dame. I like all 3 of those guys. I like them. I really like James Pierce Jr. a lot. I like him a lot, too. McDermott ran 55 times this year. He's a hypocrite because even if the play isn't banned, if you think it's going to risk your players, then why would you keep doing it? It's crazy. I think the only way the Eagles get either Starks or Emmanuel Warrior is to move up in front of Washington because Dolphins, Ravens, and Comedy Salt need safety. I think they're moving up. I think the Eagles are moving up. I keep closing my eyes. I see 20, anywhere from 22, 23, 24, 25, somewhere in that 20 range, the mid 20 range. I think they're trading up. I think it's going to happen. Arlington is close to. Okay. Well, what's near Dallas? Because there's Dallas and then there's something else. $500. You see the Bills head coach talking about he worried about injuries but ran the play. Yeah, he's full of crap. He's pissed off because the plays didn't work in a championship game. So he's trying to blame the push-tush because his team choked again. He literally ran it 3 times in the fourth quarter. Oh, Arlington is where the Cowboys play at. Okay. I've been to Dallas. I've been through. I got sent a bill for $2.55 because I apparently ran through the George Bush Expressway and didn't pay a toll. I didn't know. I just merged. And they actually sent me a bill for $2.55. I had to pay it with a debit card, and then I had to pay the debit card payment was more than the fine itself. Connor says, I can't go to the CJ Garner-Jones trade. It bothers me too. It does. Philly, I hope we absolutely crush the Pack this year when we play them. I agree. You know who SB59 is, right? He's the other dude. I'm going to give him a nice little timeout because I know who it is. Texas hate us, Eagle fans. I won't play the fine F Texas. Agreed. I had to pay it though. They were gonna come at me. I'd have lost my license. This is my prediction. We draft Siobhan Revel, cornerback out of East Carolina in the draft with one of our first 2 picks. Interesting. I don't usually time people out, I won't, but I know who that is specifically. All right. And he has said stuff that I've had to ban his real account. I know who it is. Yo, 500, this is how I feel about the tush push. If they ban it, they should ban the quarterback sneak. How about I agree? It's no different. It's no different. CJ Gardner-Johnson got $7 million for his maneuver. Not sure what we're going to pay him this year, but I think it was less. What did he just redo his contract? Did he get an extension? To me, that's very important. If CJ gets an extension, then that changes the narrative of the trade. Because if he gets a new contract with Houston now, then that tells me that he was going to hold out possibly for the Eagles. It was because I looked at his history and his history timeout. He has a history of timeouts. I've never timed him out ever before. Not SB59, but he used to have another name. Oh, what the hell was it? Everybody would know it if I said it. The guy was a Kenny Pickett fanboy. But then he came in and he started saying like some racist stuff, and I had to ban him. Do you think Buffalo would have to do to get past Kansas City? The first thing Buffalo has to do if they want a chance, they have no chance unless this happens. They have to have home field throughout the playoffs. If they don't have home field, they can't beat Buffalo. I mean, they can't beat Kansas City. They just can't. They're not going to beat them without home field. That's the first and most important thing. Yeah, it was John Doe. That's right. John Doe is what he is. Yeah, it's John Doe. And I had to ban him because he said racist stuff. And he's the only guy that talks about Kenny Pickett. Nobody in the world. And I don't care that he talks about Kenny Pickett. I know exactly who you're talking about. Yes. I feel bad for him too. I hate to see anybody, go through that. Bills will choke against Kansas City again. I know they can't beat them. They can't. Did they have home field against them a few years ago? I can't remember. Mark just lost his father. His father just passed away. God bless him, his soul. 500. The shirts are absolutely amazing. It was grown. Man, Christmas me today. Thanks so much. Oh, I'm glad, Mike. I'm glad you got it. 500. Irving, Texas is close to Dallas, Texas. Is that what you mean? Yeah, probably. I know that there's another city right near there just from driving through it, but I can't remember what it was. 500. Is Dallas going to the base for the NFC East or to the Giants? I think the Giants remain there. I think the Giants remain there, but I think Dallas wins like 8 or 9 games, maybe 7. I don't think they make the playoffs. They still lost playing the Bills, but yeah, see, they still might not beat them, but they don't have a chance if they're not in Buffalo. Absolutely. Yeah, and they might again, but they don't have any chance of going to Kansas City winning. Philly, does it look like your streams from the end training camp to free agency aren't up on YouTube? Might be a glitch. No, I had to delete a lot of the stuff because of they changed the betting policy on YouTube. And so I was afraid that they were going to go back and strike me. So I didn't want to take any chances. I do have a lot of that stuff downloaded, especially the playoff run. And I will be putting out doing like a documentary of it, like of those streams. It's literally known as Dallas Fort Worth. Well, there you go. See? It's got to be close. Oh, damn. Condolences go on market. Yeah, absolutely. Dallas will make the playoffs and kick out round one. I don't think they're making the playoffs. They better pray that Genty falls to them. Yo, 500. Big Seal said Jalen Hunt will have a breakout year. Really? Big Seal said it? That's what I've been saying. I've been saying it. It's true. He will. He's played as many snaps, not as many snaps, but he had the same production as Josh Sweat for the most part in the playoffs. Could you blur the bet logo and upload them? Yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put together a whole I wonder if I guess I could do that. For the whole thing, you mean? Yeah, I could probably do that. And I just have to cut out. Yeah, I could do that. I'll do that. Fort Worth, Texas, the other big city near is Dallas. It's why the entire area is called Dallas Fort Worth. There you go. I mean, I haven't been, I don't know the area that much. So Fort Worth is by Dallas. That's why they call it Dallas Fort Worth. There you go. Yeah, I only know because I drove through there and it was right there. I'm calling it right now. The Eagles are drafting Malachi Starks. I'm all for that. And let him wear the number 24 jersey. If we get Malachi Starks, then maybe I will get Malachi Starks' Eagles jersey. And listen, he would start right away. That's what I like about it. I cannot wait till you see the draft. Yeah, I know. I'm excited about it. It's going to be a busy month with the draft. What would I do if I were the Giants number 3? Giants, in my opinion, have to get a quarterback. If I were the Giants, I would try everything I can to get up and get Cam Ward. That's what I would do. Because to me, the Giants, they're stupid. If the Giants don't come away with a quarterback this year, and then now you have Russell Wilson playing, they're going to win like 6-7 games. They're not going to be in a position like this again. They're not going to be in the top 5 of the draft next year. So to me, their chance to get a franchise quarterback is going to be greatly reduced if they don't get a guy now. So if I were the Giants, I would go out and get my quarterback. I think it's stupid what they're doing. They're trying to win games this year to save that GM's job. So if I'm the Giants, I have to come away with a quarterback at 3. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson signed a 3-year, $27 million contract with the Eagles, including $10 million guaranteed and an average annual salary of $9 million. Yeah. Did he sign an extension with Houston though? Philly, have you watched any film on the safeties yet? I love the idea of Amon Ward or Stark, but Malachi Moore from Bama might have the third. He's got range. I have. I've watched some. I've been watching a lot of Starks and a lot of Amon Ward. To me, I would probably pick Amon Ward over Starks. Me personally, I like both those guys. I think they'll both be ready to play. I think Starks is probably more ready right now. I think he could fit in quicker, but I think Amon Ward, I think he has like higher ceiling. I actually think he reminds me of Derwin James, and I'm a big Derwin James fan. Now, I think the Giants tank for Arch. Well, when? Because they bring in Russell Wilson to quarterback. So is Archie Manning coming out next year, or is he coming out in 2 years? It'd have to be 2 years. And how do you know you're going to tank so far in advance? Giants are going to get caught in purgatory because if they don't get a quarterback and they win a couple games with Russell Wilson, like 6-7 games, then guess what? You're not going to pick top 5 to get a franchise quarterback. Now you're screwed. It basically Giants, they create their whole rebuilding process. They delay it in a couple more years. If I'm the Giants, I have to come away with a franchise quarterback in this draft. I like Cam Ward, but I think he's going to go 1. Shedeur Sanders, I don't know what I think of him yet. I'm a bit back and forth. 500, what are we going to do with Huff? Ain't no way you get any snaps. No, I think they're going to get rid of him. I got to watch this thing, this whole testimony, this whole JFK thing going on. I want to listen to this. Evan Warrior is a athletic freak, but he's built like Cam Chancellor too. Quarterbacks hate throwing over the middle against us. Agreed. I love Q's game, but DeJean is just so special. Can't believe we got them both. I know we got them both. Better really tank. Yeah. If I was the Giants, the first mistake the Giants made was to keep their GM. Because now you got a GM who's saying, what do I care about 2 years from now? He doesn't care about what happens to the Giants in 2 years or 3 years. He's got to win games this year or he's going to lose his job. And so now you got a guy thinking about that instead of thinking about rebuilding your team over the course of the next few years. They should have started all over. Giants have Tibbs and Burns already. They need a quarterback. They definitely need a quarterback. And if they don't, and here's the thing. Do they go out and they get Russell Wilson and they say, well, we're going to put people around Russell Wilson? Or are they going to say, no, we're going to build for the future? Are they going to use a first-round pick that won't affect the team this year? They're stupid. They were better off signing Jameis Winston and not doing anything else and just losing again and then getting another top 5 pick. If anything like Cam Chancellor, we need him. I think he's better. I think he has the potential to be better. Browns have no plans that make sense anyways. They don't. They don't. Hunt and Smith will have combined 18 sacks. Ojulari will get 8, Carter 9, Davis 6. If Davis gets 6, that's insane. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I agree. I think Nolan Smith is like 13, 14 sacks. I think Jalen Hunt's going to be about 8. I think Ojulari is going to be about 7, 8. I think Uche or whatever, he'll be like 6. I think Carter's going to be 10. I think Jordan Davis is going to be about 5. That's what I think, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, let me see. It is, damn it, I have to go. I didn't realize it was so late. I'm going to have a lot of pissed off people at me when I go back. I didn't realize it was so late. Yeah, guys. Well, listen, let me thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. I've got to go because I didn't realize I was on here for an hour and 23 minutes. I was only going to do 45 minutes today because I have to head back. I have to head back to work. And I just realized that I was supposed to be back 23 minutes ago. So I got to get going, but I'll have a video out tomorrow. Great conversations. And yeah, I will definitely talk to you guys later. Have a great night. With that say, we out of here, guys. Peace, love yous, and I'll see yous tomorrow. Bye.
2 minutes to go. You have plenty of time.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Dad! No!
It's over! It's over! This game is over! Cut it off, it's over!
Fuck.
Congratulations, Green Bay! Congratulations, Green Bay! Congratulations, Green Bay!
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay! Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today! That was on you, Dak! That was on you, Dak! That was on you, Dak!
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott! Trying to defend the CeeDee Lamb! Trying to defend the CeeDee Lamb! You tried to defend the CeeDee Lamb! You got to give it to CeeDee Lamb! God!
That's crazy.
It's over! It's over, Dad. Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. And I talk the talk. It is killing me.
I feel it coming. I feel like it's going to take Jerry Jones taking. Cut it off. It's over.
Fuck.